It's my honor to welcome to the stage a former hostage who was held in captivity for over 250 days, Shlomi Ziv. Please come up to the stage. Second mic is here. That's it. That is one more thing. Thank you. How are you, Shlomi?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Shlomi's story is a really meaningful one. We're going to take it little by little so you all can get a feel of what it was like to be Shlomi before October 7th, on October 7th, all the way to his miraculous release by the IDF. Let's start off, Shlomi, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do in your personal life pre-October 7th.
Before October 7, I was home design in my professional. I was a very modest man, very anxious for my privacy and everything. And I was PTSD before from 2002 Intifada, second Intifada. I have a great wife that I'm married for 15 years with her. And that's it. I was a regular person in Israel.
Shlomi comes from a small town in northern Israel. What's the name of the village?
Its name El Kosh.
El Rosh. And after October 7th, for many months, they weren't allowed to be in their home till about, maybe it was 7-8 months that they weren't allowed to be home. In your town, in your village, how long after October 7th were they allowed to come back?
Specifically, our town wasn't evacuated, but a little bit north from us, we live on 2.5 miles from the border, something like that. We are covered from a hill of a mountain that they cannot see us, the Hezbollah guys. So we weren't evacuated. But the first line was evacuated, most of them, and they are allowed to come back 1st of March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This coming week. So it's really new. So let's go back. When we spoke on the phone, you told me that your cousin was head of security for the Nova Music Festival. He gives you a call. How was that like? Were you afraid working at the Nova Festival? What was your thoughts going into the Nova Music Festival?
We weren't afraid. It was not the first time that I worked with him. Every time that he had a big party or something like that he needed a lot of security guards, he was calling me and telling me, Shlomi, can you come? I need people. You were a warrior in the army, so you know the job and everything. So come if you can.
See.
So in that time I was between jobs because I finished to learn the interior design and everything, and I was between the jobs to change my profession. So he told me, you have time, come. Why not? Help me. I'm counting on you. And it's my wife's cousin, not mine.
It's your wife's cousin?
Yeah. Just to make sure.
Did you go armed, or were you armed at the festival?
In the parties, you're not allowed to be armed because you're not coming to guard from anything that is like terror threat or something like that. You need to make sure that the crowd is calm, don't fight with each other, people don't sneak in, things like that. So you're not armed. You're not supposed to be in a thought or something like that someone will come and attack you because you're coming and celebrating life.
So let's jump into the morning of October 7th. It is 6:29 a.m. You're at the music festival. What's going on? What's happening?
In that time, I was with Jake, Zichrono Livracha. He was another friend of us that worked with us. He was murdered there. We were in the first gate. We checked who paid or who not, they got a bracelet that you can go into the party. So we were there in that moment. And then I looked up to the sky and I saw the first missile that came out from Gaza. And then I reached out from the production, the guy that stand with us from the production of the festival, of the Nova Festival, and I told them, look, there are missiles in the sky, cut the music. And in that second, we cut the music, and the police officer that was there, and with Aviv, my wife's cousin, that was the head of security, they decided that we need to evacuate the party because of the missiles. We didn't know that there are terrorists that came inside to Israel yet.
So it's 6:29, the rockets, people start leaving the party. Is there panic? People running? Are people walking? What's the energy like? The music is stopped. What are people's reactions?
There were a couple of reactions because people were a little bit high, a little bit drunk. So there were people thinking that it is fireworks. And there were people that got into panic and started to cry and to get nervous. And you saw people running, saw people that are going onto the floor, covering their heads. You saw all the things that you can see in that specific moment.
So remember when we spoke on the phone, you said a few minutes after the rockets, people started leaving the party through the main entrance where you were, right? So what happens then? People start leaving and you're helping people get out on their cars.
As soon as they decided to close the party and evacuate everybody from the party, we opened the emergency gates. This is our job to do. Every emergency gate, there is a security guard. For when there will be emergency, you need to open it. So we opened all the emergency gate and everybody went to their cars and started to leave the area.
So this is around 6:29 till like 6:50. What happens at 6:50 on the phone? You told me that something started happening. You're still at the Nova Festival. Tell us.
At 6:30, almost 7, injured people started to come into the area of the ambulance and the police station in the party from gunshots. And in that moment, we understood that there is a terror attack from in Gaza. They came into the country and they are shooting civilians, shooting everybody. We didn't understand the size of it, but we understood that there is a terror cell somewhere north from us, from the party, that are shooting the people. Never mind who is coming, even the people from the party, the people not from the party, it doesn't matter. So we understood that there is something really, really bad happening. And we waited there because we closed the road. Aviv decided, my wife's cousin, to close the road because he understood that if you leave the area, you will get shot. And he decided to evacuate everybody toward the east. Go to the sun. That is his sentence was, and everybody's remembering that. Lechu lekivun hashemesh, that is in Hebrew. Go towards the sun. So if you remember the video that everybody is running on the fields, running, this is the way that my wife's cousin told them to run, and that's the way that he saved thousands of people. In something like 8, I called my wife's cousin Aviv. I asked him, you need me to come help you? He told me, you have a gun? I told him, no, so don't come. I'm engaging a gunfight, don't come, I'm here with the terrorists. And after something like 10 minutes maybe, they came into the party area and started to shoot at us, the terrorists.
So this is around 8:10, 8:15. So around 8 o'clock, there's an engagement. outside of the party with your cousin. That's when he speaks to you on the phone.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, they come to the actual party. How many people are at the party at the time when you see the terrorists coming into the area of the party?
After they shot 2 RPGs towards my wife's cousin, and they killed the officers that were there, that was engaging with them in the battle, they came into the area of the party. I think we were something like 200, something like that.
200.
Yeah.
200. So when did you see this battle? How far were you from this battle between your cousin and the terrorists?
Something like 200 meters.
200 meters, 600 feet. Wow.
Yeah.
So when they come into the party and you see them, you see the terrorists coming in, what's your reaction? What do you do? What's happening?
In a specific moment, I started to hear the fire, the gunshots, and I opened the emergency gate that was near us to the other side, like running away from them. And everybody started to run, everyone for his sword.
And you were running, remember on the phone you told me you were running with someone, right?
I was running with Jake.
Running with?
I was running with Jake.
Jake's your cousin?
No, it's a friend of mine. He was born in London. He's a Jewish guy. He made Aliyah something like a year and a half before. And me and my wife's family adopted him as Ole Hadash. So he was like a family for us. So I took him to work also to make some money. So we were running, me, Jake, and Aviv, youngest brother. He was celebrating his birthday there. So 3 of us started to run, and in the middle we separated during the run. I felt, I told them, keep running, don't stop, like, don't care about me, run.
You know what happened to Jake and your...
Jake was got murdered, and for our happiness and everything, the young brother of Aviv was able to escape, and he got back home in that evening. Yeah.
So let's go back to you. It's around 8:25, 8:30. You're running. Do you know where you're running to? You fall on the ground. Now what?
I felt, and I kept on running. Eventually, I was running towards Gaza from the start. You lose like your ways. You don't know. You're going north, east, west, south. So I went towards Gaza, something like half a mile, something like that. And then I found a small bush. You can call it a bush. It was after the summer, so you don't see leaves, anything green. Everything is dry. And I hide in that bush.
What happens next? Tell us.
After, I don't know, something like 15 minutes, maybe three Israeli guys from the party were passing me. They didn't saw me, but they were passing me. I saw them walking, and after a minute or two, I heard gunshots, and only one of them came back running and screaming, "The terrorist is coming! The terrorist is coming!" So I thought to myself, if I'm running, probably he will shoot me, because what I see, everybody that is running got killed. If I stay, maybe he will shoot also. Or maybe he will kidnap me, I don't know. I decided to stay. And after a minute or two, I saw him coming. I closed my eyes, and I said, maybe he won't see me. But then I opened my eyes, and our eyes locked each other, and he told me, come. He didn't shout, he told me, come. And then I understood that I was taken hostage.
So he calls you over. He starts walking with you. Tell us what happens in those first few moments, right when you were captured. Those first few seconds.
I'm telling him, don't shoot. He said, I'm not gonna kill you. Start walking. I will tell you where to walk. So we are walking together, and then I asked him, can I smoke a cigarette? So he said, yes, smoke. We walked a little bit, and then for my surprise, I saw Gazian cars, like with the Gazian license plate inside of Israel. We stopped next to the cars. He did some things, and then suddenly Andre, that was with me, released in our non-operation, come running towards us. He thought that this guy is military from IDF. He is Ole Hadash also.
So new to Israel.
Yeah, only 1 year, so he doesn't know everything. He thought that this is IDF, so he went out to us, and then he got captured also. And then after a few minutes, the terrorist asking me with his hands, can you know how to drive? Again, you are thinking, if you say no, maybe he will kill you. If you say yes, you know that you are going to Gaza. I said yes. I was on the wheel. Andre was next to me, and the terrorist was on the back seat with aiming at us the Kalashnikov. And I was driving myself into Gaza. Yeah, it's funny. It's okay. You can laugh, everybody.
What did it feel like when you drove past the gate? What were that when you left Israel and now you're in Gaza and you're driving in Gaza?
The feeling was mixed. It's like on the way to Gaza, before we passed the gate, I was telling to myself, where is the IDF? Like, where is the choppers, the airplanes? Come on, bomb me. Hannibal operation, like they call it in Israel. And that's it. I don't want to be captured in Gaza, and my family will have to go through what they went through 8 months that I was in captivity. And the moment that I came into Gaza, it was really quiet. They didn't know, the people there didn't know what's going on yet. So it was really quiet, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm going to be the next Gilad Shalit.
How long was Gilad Shalit?
6 years old.
6 years in Gaza. And you were most probably one of the first captives in Gaza, because it's around 9 a.m., so a little less than 3 hours into the war.
Yes.
You drive yourself into Gaza, you hit the streets of Gaza, the alleyways. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's, what can I tell you about that? You drove yourself into a place that you know that everybody there hates you. Everybody, from the youngest to the oldest, if it's women, men. And I learned something there that the women are more brutal than the men. Like in the mindset and everything, they are more radicalized than the men. Yeah.
Were there people banging on the car as you're driving in and people cheering?
Again, I was one of the first ones in Gaza, so they didn't understood what's going on yet. So no, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened. You drive yourself, you get to a house, you stop. What next?
I drive myself a couple of turns in Gaza, and then the terrorists tell me stop the car. He told me go back into the back seat. Another terrorist came on the car. He was with me, and Andre was with the other terrorist, and he drove us to a checkpoint, meeting point with maybe his officer, I don't know. And we changed the car, and then they took us to the first house.
You come into the house, you realize you're captured. Tell us a little bit how those first few days were like.
We came into the house, they searched us, obviously. They tied our hands and legs behind the back together, all the four of them, and covered our eyes. It was like this for the first 3 days.
So the first 3 days, their hands and feet are tied behind their back,
Yes. And the eyes are covered, yes.
and you can't see anything.
Anything.
How much food did they give you those first 3 days?
1 meal a day, like a pita or something like this, with cheese and maybe a full.
What happens after the first 3-4 days? Who's with you in captivity?
And in the first day, me and Andrei were taken together, and after 2 hours, Almog also brought to the same house. And after a day, they brought Alex Lobanov, God rest his soul in peace. Is one of the 6 hostages that got murdered in the tunnel in Rafah, if you remember, in August, I think, something like that.
Together with Hirsch.
Yeah, together with Hirsch and those 6. He was with us for 2 months. And after 3 days, all the 4 of us were taken and changing a house. We left the first house to the second house.
And in the second house, were you still tied behind your back? Were things a little calmer?
In the second house, it was a little bit calmer. And they got us changed in the hands and the legs. Changed like this, something like that. And no cover the eyes.
And how long were you in this house for?
In this second house, we were like almost 30 days.
30 days. And then you moved to...
Then we moved to another house. And we moved 6 different houses or 7, something like that.
Till the house.
Until the last house that we got released from. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, just describe as best as you can. What was it like a day of being a hostage in Gaza? What was your morning like, your afternoon, your evening, going to the bathroom? What was that like?
It was very hard. It was everything that you want to do, you need to ask for permission. You want to go to the bathroom, you need to ask permission. You want to get up from where you are sitting, you need to ask for permission. You don't allow to speak. You are chained. You don't allow to even move a little bit from where they don't want you to move. If you do something, that's it. We got punished. And a punish was taking a pen or a pencil, putting it in your mouth like this, and tie it from the back. You cannot speak. You cannot swallow your...
Saliva.
Yeah. You cannot even move. Like if you move, you whip your lips.
Yeah.
And food was when they only get for you. You cannot ask for food. Mostly it was the fear from them to kill you. That maybe he will do something wrong and he will lose his patience and will kill you. The days went like this. Every day was the same.
How? In mid-February, you told me that you met some other hostages.
Yes.
Want to tell us a little bit about them, and I want to show on the screen, just after Shlomi speaks, a video of these hostages. 2 of them are still in captivity.
In the middle of February, we had the chance to meet Tal Shoam, Vyatar David, and Guy Gilboa Dalal. They came to our house for a day and a half, like between houses. They came to our house, and then they left after 1 day and a half.
How was their condition? Did you I know they say you weren't allowed to. You said
Health condition were like us, very bad. Almost no food, no daylight, because everything was closed all the time. You don't see daylight, you don't see the sun, you don't see the sky, you don't smell the outside even. They said that because they came to our captures, they felt a little bit safer because the other ones were really, really mad. I told them it only looks. It's not the truth. So don't count on that. And then they left the house, and that's it. You don't see them anymore until the last deal.
Let's put the video up, the first video that I sent you, Khani. And I believe it's a video of Tal that was released, right?
Tal was released.
Tal was released. Let's see if it comes up. Oh, wait. Sorry, just pause it for a second. This is the video of actually the other two hostages that were with you for that day and a half.
This is Guy and Abiatar.
Yeah, so let's put the video up. This is the video of two hostages who are still in Gaza who were with Shlomi for a day and a half.
בבקשה תצילו אותנו, בבקשה תוציאו אותנו הביתה. בבקשה, עזור הביתה, אני מתחנן. יאו, חלאס, גמרת אותנו, תעלייה אותו, תוציאו אותנו הביתה, בבקשה. איך אתם מרגישים עכשיו? לצאת הביתה, תוציאו אותנו הביתה, בבקשה. חברים שלנו יוצאים הביתה, אחרי 500 יום שהיינו איתם. 500 יום אנחנו רק רוצים, אתם מתחננים, בבקשה. זה כל מה שאנחנו רוצים, תצילו אותנו בבקשה. תצילו, תעזרו לנו עם ישראל, תוציאו אותנו. אנחנו רוצים להיות כמוהם. יו, אני לא מאמין, אחי. אני לא מאמין, אחי. הוא לא קולט אותנו. הוא קולט אותנו. אני לא מאמין, אחי. אני לא קולט. אחי, זה דופק אותי. נתניהו, גמרת אותנו.
הרגת אותנו פה, באמת, הרגת אותנו.
רואים את חברים שלנו יוצאים אחרי 500 יום, שהיינו איתם בשבי. משא ומתן כמו שצריך, פשוט לחתום על עסקה ולסיים את זה. ראינו עכשיו את חברים שלנו יוצאים אחרי 500 יום. אנחנו רק רוצים שזה יסתיים. בלחץ צבאי כולנו נמות.
בבקשה, אני מבקש מכם ממשלה, בבקשה, בהנהגת ראש הממשלה. די, חלאס, הגיע הזמן לסיים עם זה. התחלתם משהו, תסיימו אותו. בבקשה, לחץ צבאי זה לא הפתרון. בבקשה, אזרחי מדינת ישראל, אל תפסיקו להפגין. אנחנו, קשה לנו פה כל כך.
רק חולמים על הרגע הזה שנהיה כמוהם, ושנוכל לצאת כבר הביתה למשפחות שלנו ולחזור לחיים שהיו לנו לפני.
So, this is Abiatar and Guy who are with you in captivity. When you saw them in February, did they look like this?
They look the same.
They look the same.
The same.
That tells us that Hamas, from the beginning, treats them with like almost like rats.
Cockroaches. That's what they called us. Our terrorists were always telling us, "You are cockroaches. If I don't need you to exchange with prisoners, I shoot you, I kill you. I don't need you. You are now only for business."
Tal was a little more fortunate, and he was saying, let's play the second video showing Tal coming home to Israel. It was, I believe, this past Shabbat. Right?
Was it Shabbat? Yeah.
This Shabbat, Tal came home. Let's play the second video.
שוב ממעלה תביעה, ספור לנו קצת על הקושה היום, אני רואה פה שוב גדולה.
אבל אפשר לומר, אין מילים. רגע שנייה נהיה פה עם זל. שטוב.
ככה מנופפים לו לשלום, אנחנו לא יכולים לראות אותו מבעד לחלונות המושכבים, אבל הוא בוודאי יכול לראות כאן את כל החברים
that's yeah, it's good. Let's go back to your story. While the war was happening, did you know what was going on? Did you hear IDF soldiers not too far from you? What was the closest interaction you may have had with a soldier before June 8th? Or was it June 6th? June 8th.
No interaction with soldiers. We heard them engaging with Hamas terrorists around us. We were in a war zone. Every couple of seconds, a bomb or a gunfight or a chopper or airplane is above us and is the exploding buildings. You can hear the missiles whistling, and then you can hear the building exploding. And you're fearing for your life also because you don't know. They know where I am. They don't know there are terrorists here, so maybe they know there are terrorists here. So you don't know who will kill you. Maybe the Israeli military without knowing, or the terrorists. So you live in fear from every side.
I want to take you to June 8th. Tell us a little bit about what happened on June 8th.
Same morning, same day, because every day was the same. You don't feel if it's Sunday, Monday, Shabbat, Friday. You don't feel because it's the same. You wake up in the morning, you wait that everybody will wake up, me, Almog, and Andre, because Alex was taking to Rafah, as you know, after 2 months. So it's me, Andre, and Almog only. And you wait that everybody will wake up. And then you need to go to the terrorist, tell him, can we go to the bathroom? After the long night that we went through. And then if he wants to tell you yes, he will tell you yes. If he doesn't want to tell you yes, sometimes we waited for 2 or 3 hours, sometimes. Yeah. So we did our bathroom, morning bathroom. We washed our face with salty water, like every morning. And then we sat in our place.
Let's play the third video. I'm sure you've seen this video, but some of you may or may have not seen this video from an IDF dash cam or head camera on the morning of June 8th. Let's play the third video.
What? Everything. כנס, טוויסט. אחד איתי. איתי, איפה כולם? שב! יש, אנדרי! 3 שונים, 3 שונים. אתה בסדר, אני חולף אתכם תהיו בגויש. יש, מידש, אוקיי.
Wow. Let's get the lights back on. Tell us what happened when you heard those first shots. What were your reaction? We saw you in the video. The first hostage you see in the video is Shlomi, the one in the black tank top. And you see him again later on in the video. But tell us what's going through your head when you hear those first gunshots and then when you heard Hebrew coming your way.
At the first, like you saw, they came into the window. So the first thing that happened, the window was shattered. So we thought that maybe it was a missile in the next house or something that all the rockets blow up the window. But after a few seconds, I heard the first gunshots in the house. So immediately I understood that it's IDF because no one else will come and shoot in this house. So I put myself on the stomach, head down, hands on the head, and waited for them to come because I knew that they will come in, and I didn't want them to mistake me with a terrorist or something. So I put hands like this, both of my hands on the stomach, head down. Like you saw when he came, I left my hand and told him it's Shlomi Ziv, and then he asked where are the other guys because they were covering themselves with the mattress. They didn't see them in the start, and that's it. And then 5 minutes of engaging a fight, they were engaging with the terrorists there inside the house. After that, we came one floor down. We tried to go out from the building, and again, terrorists were shooting at us. So again, something like 5-6 minutes of a battle. And then, like you saw, between the trees, we ran into the vehicle that took us away from there.
Where was the terrorist that was responsible of watching you? What was he doing?
He got killed in the first entrance to the house.
So he was killed right away.
Right away, they ran because they were sleeping. So they were surprised and they ran everyone to another direction. One of them ran towards the bathroom. He got killed there. And one of them ran to me. It was like maybe 20-30 centimeters away from me. And when they came and they make sure that they see who is Almog, who is Andre, and who is Shlomi, right in front of my eyes, he eliminated the other terrorists.
Wow. What was it like running through the trees to the vehicle, then getting onto the chopper? Tell us your first emotions, realizing that you're surrounded by elite IDF soldiers.
It was overwhelming. It was amazing. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, in the middle of daylight, you see and meet the IDF soldiers, those heroes that came to rescue you, and you see in their eyes that they have to succeed. They have to succeed. Like, you can see that. So going all the way back to the chopper, we discussed the situation because after we got into the first vehicle, there were a lot of terrorists around us, and the Air Force was covering the area, and they were telling us, listen, there is going to be a bombing now because there is an RPG aimed on us, so don't be afraid. And the Air Force were covering all around, but eventually one of the bullets from the gunshots make a hole in the air pressure in the truck, so the truck got stuck. So again, we are stuck in the middle of Gaza, and the IDF soldiers told us we are digging ourselves here, and we are waiting for the army to come and take us from here. And after 10-12 minutes, you saw the power of the Israeli army. Suddenly you can see 30-40 tanks surrounding you. So you're in 10 minutes fearing for your life, and after 10 minutes you are the most powerful guy that you can feel in the world.
During those 10 minutes, were the soldiers engaged in gunfights? Were they fighting? Were terrorists trying to get to your position?
The soldiers were with us in the truck, but the IDF was covering us, and in the truck there were cameras that look outside, and you can see everything. And we saw that all around us, even there was a car that was coming close to the truck, and we told them, well, we see a car, because you are with it, you are in it. You are in the situation, and they say, don't worry, you will see now a missile hits the ground before the car. And you saw the missile hitting the ground before the car, and you see the car is doing a U-turn and going back. So that was the cover of the Air Force until those tanks came.
It's incredible. Let's show the video of when you were finally brought onto the helicopter. Let's show the last video. That's you? Right there.
On the left. On the left, it's me. This is Amor.
תראה, זה פשוט כמו אותו. את גוריון, אתה יכול לראות את המסלולים שם הארוכים, המסלולים של נתב"ג. אתם הולכים לתל השומר, אני מניח שגם תהיה לכם קבלת פנים. שוב אחד שיעשת את אחד הלוחמים לפנינו.
Your first seeing Israel.
כל הכבוד.
Yeah, it was anxious to see that the country is built up, not destroyed after the war, because you don't know what's going on in the country. So the first thing I wanted to see that Israel is the same, and it was the same.
Like you see, you're not wearing shoes in this video.
No, we didn't have shoes for 8 months, and when we got out from that house, we didn't have time to put shoes because we need to go really fast. So when we came to the helicopter area before it landed down and we came up to it, they told us we're gonna take you like on the, how do you say it?
Stretcher.
Stretcher, yeah.
Stretcher.
Because it's hot sand and everything. It was summer almost. We told them, no. We are walking on our foot. Period. So we took socks from the soldiers. We put socks so we won't get hurt from the hot sand, and we walked into the airplane. We don't want people to think that something happened to us, and we are proud that you released us like this, and we're going to walk into the airplane.
Tell us your final message that you feel like you want to give off to today's audience, like parting words about what you're feeling about Israel, what's your hope for Israel and for the Jewish people.
We need to be united and stay united. This is the only thing that will win all the terrorists or all the bad people that want to harm the Jewish people or the Jewish community or Am Israel. It doesn't matter. We need to stay together. We need to push each other, to help each other. This is I understood in the captivity that they're looking for us to be fighting each other. That's helping them, they said. It's helping us. You're fighting each other. You don't you don't pay attention what's going on around you when you fight each other. So we need to stop fighting each other. We have the same goal, I think. It's the Israeli country. Everybody wants it to exist and not to be eliminated. So we are in the same goal, so I don't understand why we need to fight. So we need to stop fighting each other and keep on reaching the goal that Am Israel and Eretz Israel will keep on living. That's it. Thank you very much.
I want Chris. On behalf of the synagogue and my father-in-law, we want to do something for your community at home. So we're going to send you home before you go home to Israel. We're going to give you a $5,000 check to make something special in your community for the holiday of Purim that's coming up.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's what the passion.
Shlomi, I just want you to know, as you heard, I came back from Israel this morning. I was in Bellinson Hospital on Sunday, and I bring your warm regards from Tal Shohar. He was sitting with his wife and his children, and his wife was crying. She said, now I know my children will grow up with a father.
Thank
Baruch
God.
Hashem,
Thank
he's
God.
getting
Baruch
stronger
Hashem.
every day, and Bezrat Hashem, you'll see him as soon as he gets back to Israel.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to just thank everyone for being here today, for spending the day with us. Many of you took off from work to come here. It's so important. I want to give a big thank you to Rabbi Shneor Minsky for doing such an extraordinary job. And I want to thank Michael Greenwald. You know, Michael joined the synagogue about 5 years ago, and when he met me over coffee, he said, I don't want to just be a member, I want to get involved and do something. And this was his concept, and he teamed up with Rabbi Shneor Minsky, and look what he's created here. So I encourage all of you to get involved in the synagogue, find your passion, your initiative, and make a difference for the Jewish people. Thank you all for coming.